Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing another car review, and as usual, we're sitting out in the car in the parking lot of the movie theater. It is raining, so I apologize if you guys hear the rain and the thunder and the lightning and stuff, but I guess it kind of fits into the theme because we're talking about Renfield. Renfield, yeah, it's a horror comedy based around the character of Renfield, who's like the servant of Dracula. If you guys haven't seen trailers and stuff for it, it's pretty interesting. Like, the trailers are pretty cool. It has Nicolas Cage playing Count Dracula. So, DJ, 1 to 10, what did you think of the film?
I have two scores for this one.
Okay.
I give it a 5 and an 8.
All right.
The reason I have to split the scores is because this movie is a comedy. It's silly. It's got a point behind it. But as a film, there's a lot of issues with it, but it's fun. It's a great callback. It does a lot of that kind of stuff. So the fan in me gives it an 8, and the critic in me gives it a 5.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. For me, 1 to 10, I give it a solid 6. I'm just going to put one thing forward as a fan and a critic.
You did it the right way. I cheated. I split it in half because I couldn't do it. I couldn't pick a single number. I had to split it up, and I'll explain more when we get to spoilers later in this review why that's the case. Because it's really hard to explain my score without spoilers. So if you're interested to know what that score is, wait for the spoiler part towards the end. But for now, we're just going to talk generally what we liked and everything with the video.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I give it a 6, but if you really think about it, I gave Scream like a 6.5, and I enjoyed that film. I'm not going to say that I'm going to buy this film, and I'm definitely not going to probably watch it again. It is worth a watch at least once because it is good. They did do a decent job with the film overall, but it is kind of a thing of I can't see myself rewatching it. So I give it a 6 just because I can't rewatch it, if that makes sense.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I understand that completely. So I kind of feel the same way. First off, just some of the good with this film. There's some great choreography in it. There's some great cinematography. The opening, the first like 10 minutes of this thing are really well done, and we'll have to get into spoilers to give you more on this, but it's really, really well done. There's a lot of great character development for Renfield, for the other characters. Nicolas Cage's Dracula is just exceptional.
Yes.
He does an amazing job, and it's a great callback to the first Dracula film that was done by Universal, which we actually watched.
Yeah, the 1931.
We actually watched earlier this week, so this was actually a great callback for us because we just watched the original, and this movie points quite a bit to that, and that was really well done as well.
Yep.
What about you?
Yeah, the choreography was really well done. Like, the fight scenes and things like that were pretty cool. Some of the graphics and things like that they did was really interesting. The one graphic that shows up in the trailer is in the movie where he's burnt to a crisp and Renfield's like, "Are you okay?" and he says no. That is just as funny like the third time that you see it. That was
a good scene. That was a good scene.
Like, the thing is that the characters, the actors did a very good job with all their characters. All of their stories were pretty interesting. They had all these different motivations and stuff like that. It was a very inventive story, and it was an interesting plot. The issues that I had with the film aren't really like the normal stuff that you would like judging on a film based off the plot. Plot was okay. The acting was okay. Was actually pretty good.
The acting was really good, really well done. That was really solid.
Yeah, the acting was really good. All the characters were very
the plot was really solid. I think what I felt pulled out a little bit, the violence that's so excessive, it's comical, which I think is part of the point.
Yeah.
But it is meant to be over the top. It's meant to be silly, but still, like, stakes are made. But some of the overtopness takes away some of the stakes in it a little bit. It's so gratuitous.
I think the other thing that really takes away from it is, like, I'm a sucker for happy endings, but the ending, we'll get into that in the spoilers, but
yeah,
a lot of my complaints with the film have to do with the ending, if I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah, okay, I can get behind you with that as well. A few more, just to put general points. The set pieces so we watched the original Dracula, and one of the things that we called out a lot about that were the set pieces. This one has great set pieces, especially when it comes to Dracula, Renfield settings, and the dichotomy between the two characters.
Yes.
Their relationship is really well done. It's just really, really good. So that's the solid part of this film.
All of the sets are actually really well done. They're very good. It shows you not just a part of the atmosphere, but it actually tells a lot about the characters that are involved with those set pieces. Some of the storytelling is literally just if you look behind the characters at what they do to the set piece that they're in. So like Renfield's apartment is decorated by Renfield and it's a certain way. Dracula's lair is a certain way. And the different set pieces and stuff they kind of tell part of the story. So they take advantage of the set pieces. They did a good job with that.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and say 6 minutes. I think that we've kind of gotten all the goods and bads. I say see it in theaters. And if you don't, wait until Halloween and rent it. It's not a bad film, but by no means are you going to be thinking that it's the greatest film of all time.
Right.
So now, spoiler.
Spoilers.
Here,
Okay.
The jacket came off. It's time for spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. All right. The beginning of the film, they literally took almost all of the set pieces from the original Dracula 1931 and recreated them, and they did it in a really great job.
It is okay. So I know we keep saying this, but literally, we just watched the original Dracula, and we come and watch this film, and so it's fresh in our minds, and we're sitting here watching the movie, and literally, the first scenes are literally the exact set piece from the original film, with Nick Cage as Dracula doing the exact mannerisms, talking, and everything of the original Dracula.
It's the same pace and everything.
And Renfield's Renfield, and he's doing this thing, and it shows him on the ship, and it shows them going to London, and it's literally shot for shot a remake of the original with these characters, and it's so well done.
It is really well done. It's literally all the iconic parts at the beginning of 1931's Dracula. Like, you meet Dracula the exact same way.
Renfield's signing the papers.
When he's signing the papers, Dracula comes in and he says I don't drink wine. In the same way.
It was so good.
And they reused the shot from the ship.
Yep.
That was just completely
They literally
reused.
used the exact shot of the ship from that movie. It was such a good callback to introduce us to this character. And this character is based directly off of the one from the original film.
Yeah, and the thing is that when it deviates from the film, they put it in the film when it deviates. That's the cool part. The deviation that they make is that Dracula took Renfield everywhere. In the original 1931 movie, Renfield almost immediately gets put in the asylum.
Yep.
But they made a deviation with that, and we're like, I was with Dracula all the time, and they put him in the different set pieces that the original Renfield wasn't. It was such a good way to not only pay homage to the old film and get you kind of in the mindset of those characters, but it deviated it while making it seem like, okay, this is where we're splitting, but we're still going to play homage to the.
It was so good.
It's just the beginning is just French kiss.
It was amazing, and then it goes into the modern times, and it's Renfield sitting with a group of people in an AA setting. It's all people who are codependent and have issues with relationships and stuff, and he's learning from them what he is to Dracula, and he's trying to solve their problems because he knows he's a bad person. He's helping Dracula this whole time.
Yep.
So he takes people to Dracula that are these people's enemies, but Dracula hates it because Dracula wants innocent blood. He doesn't like bad people. He likes innocent people, and so they have this relationship that's like toxic and dangerous. And then the big twist of the film is that Dracula, when he actually is betrayed by Renfield, because in the original film he thinks he betrayed him way early on, several times. He doesn't trust him, but they've been together now for like 90 years, so for a century, and so he trusts him completely now. He's still abusive to him, but he still trusts him. When he feels betrayed, he doesn't just kill him. He wants to make him suffer, so he kills everybody he knows. kills all the people in the group, tries to destroy everything he knows. And that is such an interesting plot where Dracula feels betrayed and he's just angry about it and wants to. And Nick Cage is just.
Nick Cage is probably the best part of the film, to be honest. He plays his character so well.
Him and Renfield.
Renfield is great too. Like, don't get me wrong.
The two of them are just.
They have a great dynamic. They have a great chemistry. And you believe what they're going through. It
reminds me a lot of the chemistry in the original film between Dracula and Van Helsing. Yes. Where they have this great chemistry on screen. Mm-hmm. Renfield and Dracula are so convincing that this is a real relationship they have. You believe that they've been together a long time, that he's been serving him for a long time. It's very believable because it's so well done.
Well, and not only that, the interesting part too is like kind of like the nerdy part of the film is the way that they depict the relationship between Renfield and Dracula. They actually lean into an actual psychology. Where Renfield's a codependent and Dracula is a narcissist. And it's really interesting just seeing how they dive into the character and stuff like that. And they really lean into the fact that Dracula's a narcissist. And they show him having all of these scenes and all these different red flags and stuff that you would find if you are like looking at red flags for narcissism and stuff like that. And then all the behaviors and stuff that Renfield's doing makes perfect sense for a codependent relationship. And it's
so believable.
It is really, really cool that they leaned into this because like codependency and stuff like that is really written about a lot in like modern psychology and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's really come into prominence in the last 20 years. But it's really cool that they actually like made that a major plot device.
Yes.
Because that's such an interesting dynamic.
And that's the movie. The problem really comes when they start getting involved. Like there's like a drug cartel that gets involved. Those characters are okay, but they almost feel like they detract more from this relationship than Awkwafina character. She was really good. The cop, she was a good.
Yep.
She was really actually good in this because she helped pull. She was the focal point that pulls Renfield out of Dracula's world.
She's like the moral straight man. She's Renfield wanting to change, but she's
Commissioner Gordon in Gotham. This is literally Gotham City, and Awkwafina is Commissioner Gordon. She's like the only straight cop in this entire city. And everybody else is dirty. Like everyone. All the cops, everyone she knows is dirty. And she stands up to all these people and impresses Renfield. And he sees for the first time that even being on these groups, he still didn't see it until someone actually did it. Like he saw it happen.
It's such a really cool thing because she actually like stands her ground and she has her beliefs and stuff like that, and she doesn't compromise and doesn't bend on those beliefs. She is such a really good character, and there's a scene where it's possible that she's possibly falling for Dracula's whole scheme, even though Renfield's already told her all of this stuff that like Dracula lies. He tells you everything you want to hear. He shows you everything that you want or think you want, and then that's how he gets you. So you start thinking that she might be falling for the trap, and no, like she stands firm on her beliefs and she's actually trying to get to Dracula to kill Dracula. Anybody with a heart would be very, very, it's a hard decision. Even us sitting in the audience, I'm like, he's lying, but
he makes good a point.
He makes a great point. Yep.
Now, so the last thing is the ending. So the ending, go ahead and give your. I think I know where you're going to go with this, and I'm with you on it.
I am a sucker for happy endings. I love it when everything comes together. I like when the Indiana Jones rides into the sunset, the Empire's destroyed, and like they celebrate.
You prefer a comedy over a tragedy,
right? But the ending for this movie is too happy.
Well, it's too Deus Ex Machina.
That too. The thing is that they give it as kind of like a hint in the beginning that Dracula's blood can heal any wound and can bring people back to life and can do all these different things, and it has magical properties and stuff. What does Renfield go and do? He gets a whole bunch of Dracula's blood and literally brings everyone who he was in contact with and who he tragically lost in the film back to life.
Yes, all of them.
And it's too happy. It is too
easy.
So
bringing what's her name? The Awkwafina's character, Man, that's so weird. I can remember.
I forget.
She's more iconic than the characters, and I know her by that name now, and I can't think of anything that everything she's in, she's just her now. And her sister, they bring her sister back, which makes sense. She just recently died, but the other people they bring back are dead by this point.
For like a day.
Like a few days.
Yeah, 2-3 days.
And I'm like,
a while.
It was a little too easy, but I get that's my score.
Yeah, there's no like
the stakes are all destroyed at the end.
Well, the stakes are all destroyed at the end, but there's no consequences.
Yes.
Sometimes with movies, you need to have these terrible consequences. Where it would be great if you could bring the therapist pastor guy back to life and everyone in the group. It'd be great to do all that. But Dracula literally destroyed these things, and you need to go and you need to rebuild back better, kind of thing. It feels so...
It feels very rushed and too easy.
Anyway, so, yeah, that's our final thoughts and stuff on Renfield. We had a good time. We probably won't watch the film again, but who knows? If we do a Nick Cage series, we're going to have to watch it again.
I'll just remember it. It's recent enough.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, we're in a rainstorm and stuff like that, so we're sorry if your
audio is probably terrible. Deal with it. This is the whole thing. If you guys decide that you'd rather us do this in the studio, we can. But I just have a lot of fun doing it in the film
because it's fresh.
Parking lot because it's still right here.
Yeah.
We literally walk straight out here from the film and start doing this. And it's so much fun to just talk about it when it's still fresh in our minds.
Yeah,
so
but as always, we're here for you guys. If you want us to do something, or you want something for, like, if you want us to, like, look at a specific film, do a specific series, do a specific kind of show, let us know in the comments. Like, literally, guys, the comments are right there, and we read them. We read all of your comments. Because there's only 9 of you.
By the time this video comes out, there's like 200, and they're like, 9, what are you talking about?
There's 9 of you. Anyway, guys, like, comment. If you haven't already, subscribe. Please be sharing us with your friends. If you enjoyed this content and you want us to do it more, it is a really great encouragement, and it's actually really kind of a privilege to be able to make these films, and it's so much fun. We're really enjoying this new channel, and we want to give you guys a great show and great content. So please follow us on Facebook, comment, send us your guys' likes and dislikes. Just interact with this, and let's build this community, because I think it could be a lot of fun. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching.